Pro Boxing fans here with Frazer Clarke. Frazer, we're here in London. You've come down, you were up the road sparring Derek Chisora. You've come down to see your mates Pat McCormack's announcement with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. First of all, how you been? You've got a big fight coming up yourself in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've been good, man. Just getting down there, getting our rounds in. Obviously, it was local. The boys were up here. Luke, Pat, Mark. You know, these are lifelong friends, teammates. So, you know, just good to come and see them. After 5 minutes of them terrorising me, you know, I remembered why I didn't miss them that much.
Yeah, they are a handful. But let's talk about Pat, actually. Very talented. Probably hasn't been out as much as he wanted to. Both times that he has been out, he's ended it very quickly. How much of a talent is he?
Oh, unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent. I'd probably go as far to say, with the amateur lads that I've trained with, and that's everyone, a lot, he's top two. He's very good, really good. And he'll excel in the pros. Now he's got the platform to do it. Obviously, I think it'll give him a drive. He's had a baby girl as well, gives him a bit more of a drive. I can only see good things for Pat McCormack from here, and hopefully Luke will follow. You know, them North East boys are good, and Mark, Frenchie, all them boys, Cyrus, they made the right stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, top two. Who's the other one?
Andrew Selby. Andrew Selby was special. He was special. He did things that none of the amateurs could do. Pat was good. Andrew, I say two. Peter McGrail, Galal Yafai, special fighters, you know, once in like generational fighters, you know what I mean?
Let's talk about yourself. November 12th in Manchester, fighting against Sokolowski. Somebody who's been around, been a tough opponent for a lot of fighters coming up. Just talk to me about that fight. It's very early in your professional career. What made you take that on so early?
Yeah, I think it's the right time for the fight. Tough fight, definitely. Preparing for it properly. I know it means business. So do I. I'm gonna get in there and do what I've got to do, you know. But I'm expecting a very tough fight. There's a lot of time to prepare, like myself, and we'll get in there. You know, I'm sure we'll put a great show on.
Frazer, how quickly do you want to progress this professional career? There's obviously, we've got Fabio Wardley and Nathan Gorman fighting for the British, but after that there doesn't seem to be a huge plethora of British heavyweights. There's yourself, Johnny Fisher, who's here today. There's a few fighters, but how quickly do you want to progress through the ranks?
We'll see where we go. Yeah, fight by fight. Solomon Dakars, you know, he's doing well, smashing it. Former teammate as well. So there's good boys about. You know, there is good boys in the division for this stage that we're at, and we're gonna. I'm sure we'll all get a cracking, and you know, once that British title becomes active again, it'll be exciting fights for everyone, I think.
Cool. Do you want to talk about why you've come down these ends whilst we know you train in Loughborough? Obviously, Derek Chisora fighting Tyson Fury. Initially, it wasn't a fight that everyone wanted because the Anthony Joshua talks are going on. It's here. Everyone's sort of making sense of it. But how is Derek looking in the gym? You've just spent a bit of time with him.
Derek is Derek, man. Derek is a bad motherfucker. That's all I can say about Derek. You know. Nice guy, man. I'm learning a lot of him. I'm not just down here to spar, I'm down here to learn. You know, I'm learning. This guy is very experienced. I enjoy being down here. He's took me to some dark places, not just sparring, but in just training in general. And I'm just like a sponge running around Derek. You know, I learn from him, learn the business, learn the game, learn life skills as well. But he's looking good. I think it'll be the best Derek Chisora you've seen in the ring with Tyson Fury yet.
Interesting. Obviously with Tyson, we know what Tyson brings, and we've seen it with the Deontay Wilder fights. Going forward, you know, hopefully next year we can get some big fights made in regards to that mix-up. A fight that's been touted, that Eddie Hearn's talking about, is Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte. What do you make of that fight? And I want to ask you, compared to the first fight and where they're at in the stage of their careers, what would you say, do you reckon it's a better fight for Dillian at this present time than it was the first time around?
Yeah, obviously be more experienced now, so he should do better. In theory, he's gone training with Buddy McGirt, great trainer, so obviously he should be picking up things there. I still have Joshua as a favourite, definitely. You know, I still know what Joshua's capable of. I know what he's got in the tank. I know what his coach and my coach would bring to Anthony Joshua for that fight. As soon as Joshua's ready to go and makes a decision, I think you know, it's a great fight for the British public.
And obviously the fight that everyone sees is the Tyson Fury fight. But another name I want to throw into the mix, and everyone says he's going to be a problem for any heavyweight, is Big Joe Joyce. what do you make of Joe? And is he going to be that problem for anyone that he faces?
Yeah, Joe's a hard night's work for anyone. He's really good, mate. He's effective. That's what he is. Joe is the heavyweight nightmare. You know, most heavyweights gas. Joe doesn't, or if he does, he's tough enough to protect himself. He sort of gets a second win. Do you know what I mean? So Joe's a nightmare. But while we're talking about him, you know, and this is not your fault, no one's fault at all, but Daniel Dubois as well, mate. I did some rounds with him last week, and he's really good, mate. He's improved. He's doing really well under the Shane McGuigan. He's turned him into. I knew he would as well. I said this to Shane a few years ago. I'm a bit gutted you've got him because you're going to turn him into something really dangerous, and he honestly is.
Yeah, did miss out Daniel Dubois, but he's obviously fighting on the undercard of the Tyson Fury one. Yeah, so he's on the.
Oh yeah, he's that poor cruiserweight, mate. He's going to obliterate him when he hits him. I'm surprised if he's just like bang into a million pieces. He can punch him, man.
Credit to Shane McGuigan. Normally, when a fighter does join Shane, they do improve. We saw that with Lawrence Sokolowski. We've seen that with the fighters that he has now. He's got the Zeems and everything else. So it's credit to Shane McGuigan. Do want to sort of talk about other things in boxing right now. Obviously, want to talk about Conor Benn and him giving up his British Board of Control license. What do you make of that?
Do we have to? I'm just sick of it, bro. Like, it is what it is. You know, it's a sad situation for boxing. British boxing as well, you know, it's rubbing dirt on our names, you know what I mean? But I hope the powers that be, I don't know what it is, sort it out quickly, move on from it, forget about it, because, you know, it's British boxing is not a good place, and it's a bit of a sour taste at the minute, isn't it?
Just found one for myself, and it's something that's a bit different, a bit weird that I've just seen online. Froch talking about fighting Jake Paul. What do you make of that? I found it amusing, to be honest.
It is amusing, you know what I mean? It's a few quid. That's what it is, a few quid and an easy night's work. Froch is the hardest man in the world, mate. Let me tell you that. Cole Froch is the hardest human I think I've ever seen. He'd go through him and he'd destroy him, mate. It probably won't look pretty, but he'd destroy him. You know, Cole Froch can proper fight. Like, say whatever you want about his skills and whatnot, which I think are a little bit underrated. He can look after himself. But he can all fight, so yeah, Jake Paul don't want that, but it's just become a way to make loads of money, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is again.
Frazer, what do you make of this whole exhibitions, YouTubers, this sort of game? Obviously, whether it's good for boxing or not, it has put a lot more eyes on boxing. We see the whole thing with KSI, the Misfits shows. What do you make of this change of era or the new addition to boxing? Right,
this is the header, yeah? This is the header for the video. I don't like it. I don't mind it if they're giving back to amateur boxing. If they're giving back to amateur boxing, amateur clubs, and it's not quite called boxing, because it's not really boxing, then I don't mind it. But KSI, Jake Paul, all the rest of the Misfits, whoever, if you're going to do this, you give back to the grassroots. Give back to all the clubs that are struggling for rent, struggling for gloves, new equipment. You've got loads of money, go and buy shed loads of gloves, head guards, take them down to the clubs, look after the amateurs, look after the coaches, facilities, bills, whatever. Yeah, that's what it is.
Worthy message. Frazer, thank you so much. No, you're going to probably be dashing about. You've got a fight in 3 weeks, so you probably want to rest as well. Thank you so much for talking to Pro Box fans. We'll be there in Manchester, so we'll speak to you then. Thank you very much, top man.